Let's start with what we always do. We bring our attention in. So whatever it was that was going on earlier or yesterday or 20 years ago, whatever it is, whatever we think might be happening later, we let all of that be more in the background and tune in more to what's happening right now in this moment in time. And one really good anchor to that is to work with our body and our breath. And to let the thoughts in the mind be there, because we don't really have any choice about that. That's just how it works. One layer of the mind generates thoughts. But also not to be putting our main attention on them. Just to let them be there and be a bit in the background. Notice what's going on in your body when you tune in. Notice where your attention is drawn. It's always great to start with a couple of deeper breaths. It gets us kind of installed in our body or paying attention to our body by looking at what's happening in the movement in our body. And it also allows us to relax a bit. As we breathe out, there's a natural relaxation that happens. And through the practice, set an intention to remain aware and alert. And part of that is knowing this body and breath and the thoughts in the mind are something that we're observing. So we're having a sensation or feeling and we're also observing it. The breath has a certain pattern and a rhythm. There's air moving in and out of the lungs. There's muscles that are moving. And we're also noticing what the pattern is. So it's a mindfulness practice. And the same as the thoughts in the mind. There's thoughts going through the mind, and at times there's a lot of activity, at times there's not so much. And the fact that we can observe the thoughts that are in the mind means that there's another layer of mind that's not in the thoughts. So we have thoughts, and we can also watch our thoughts. As we do these practices of mindfulness, we remember at times when we're caught up in a train of thought that we can take this step back and breathe and relax and notice the thoughts, be mindful of the thoughts and watch and observe them. When you tune into your body from head to toes, notice what it is that you're paying the most attention to right now. Let's start with that. And just by bringing our attention to something that's going on in our body, what generally happens is that it relaxes. Maybe it softens a bit, or a bit of tightness loosens up a bit. And then let's work with this mindfulness practice through the whole body from head to toes. Start with the top of your head and your scalp. The forehead and the eyebrows. Notice you can move your eyebrows up a few times and down. And then really pay attention to all of those little muscles in the forehead. Let them soften, let them relax. Many times when we're worried, there will be some kind of tightness or contraction through the forehead. And for right now, let that soften. And bring your attention in a few inches back from the forehead and notice what's happening in your mind right now. And notice that thoughts come in as words and images, pictures, memories. And that we can observe our thoughts as well. Let's take a moment now to rest our attention there. Notice that some thoughts come and they attach to a train of thought. Other times a thought will come in and then it will just come to a rest, and then there'll be a bit of a gap. And thoughts have a lot of power to grab our attention. So if you're caught in a train of thought, that's perfectly natural. Just bring your attention back. Focus a little bit more on the softness through the forehead, through the eyes, and then through that flow of breath in your nose. Let the thoughts move back into the background again. Notice how the air feels as it moves through the nose, down into the back of the mouth and throat. Part of the task of the mind is to notice sensation and comment on it. We might feel a bit coolness as we breathe in compared to the warmth when we breathe out. We might notice there's a jerkiness or a holding of our breath, and then we might be commenting about that. Oh, I know my breath should be smooth and even, and it's not. All of this is perfectly natural functioning in the mind. Bring your attention into your jaw and your mouth, your tongue, your teeth. Move your lower jaw a bit. And just with your attention, see if you can relax any activity through the whole mouth and jaw, down into the vocal cords in the front of the neck. This is a mindfulness practice. We're really just observing. And when we do that, there's an automatic relaxation that happens. We don't have to do relaxation. We just tune our attention there, and it happens. So we're building this awareness of the whole head, the softness of the forehead and the eyebrows, the thought behind the forehead. The flow of the breath in the nose, the feeling in the mouth and jaw. Notice there are also sounds coming in through the ears. Sounds come in as vibrations, and then the brain makes sense of it. And then come down through the neck and the shoulders. Bring your attention down through your arms into your hands and fingers, fingertips. Notice sensation through the whole of your shoulders and arms down into your hands. Notice in particular the palms of your hands. Bring your attention around to the back of your neck and the shoulders and the muscles of the upper back. Notice what's happening back there. If there's any feeling of tightness, or if the muscles could relax a bit, the shoulders could drop. Focus your mind on that part of your body for a bit. A lot of what happens in our body is habit. And oftentimes we have a habit of keeping some tightness through the back of the neck and shoulders. There's often a protective energy back there. A part of a mindfulness practice is to check in and see what's going on, and also to check in and see if it's okay to soften and relax that whole area. There's those strong muscles in the back of the neck going down into the upper back. And then bring your attention through from the back to the middle and then to the front of your chest and torso. Notice there are muscles all over the rib cage, surrounding the rib cage, covering the rib cage. And there are little muscles between the ribs. There's the energy or sensation in the center of the rib cage. There's also the motion of your body with your breath. Take a few deeper breaths if it feels comfortable to do that. Notice how the muscles of the lower rib cage expand when you breathe in. Notice again the forehead and eyes, the eyebrows, the flow of the breath in the nose, the feeling of the mouth, the neck, all through the back of the body, muscles of the chest. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Ideally, the breath is continuous and smooth. Keeping that perspective of the observer, this mindfulness practice. Notice what's going on in your chest and then down into your stomach. Notice any sensation, any energy or feelings in your stomach area, the belly, the navel center, that whole area. And as you're paying attention, see if you can allow everything to be exactly as it is. In a mindfulness practice, we're not trying to change anything, we're really just observing. And part of the power of the practice is that we keep that awareness that we are observing, or we are witnessing what's happening in our body and breath and mind. And focus your attention on your breathing. Focus in on that continuity of the breath in particular. As you finish exhaling, let your attention and your breath move right into the inhale. Smooth, easy breaths. As soon as you finish breathing out, let the breath go. Feel your whole body relax as you're breathing out. And then let your body breathe on its own. Return your awareness now down into your body, your lower belly, into your legs. Notice your thighs, your lower legs, and your feet. In particular, notice if there's any energy in the soles of your feet. And then bring your attention to your whole body and your whole experience. If your mind is wandering off, that's okay. Just bring it back as soon as you notice. Each time we bring our attention back to the forehead or the eyebrows, it's a little bit different. Each time we bring our attention to the thoughts, it's a bit different. Notice what's going on in your body, if there's anything that's attracting your attention now. Notice your breath. Notice the thoughts in your mind. And in particular, notice that you're observing your experience right now. There's a mindfulness of what it is that's coming up to be seen. And take your time. When you're ready, open your eyes and include that in your experience. Notice the associations that thoughts are triggered when we're looking around. Some of those are pretty neutral, like a plant, or I can hear the foghorn. Some of them are more detailed. And even with the eyes open, notice that you can practice this observing, this mindfulness, and take that out into your day. We can always touch back into that.